Good morning. Today we are going to be discussing solving a two-step equation. And we're going to go through the same process as we have the last couple days with notes on the left-hand side. Hopefully you're starting to recognize the steps. And then the problem on the right we're going to walk through. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to split my problem down the middle at the equal sign. So there I go right there. My second step is to isolate the variable. And if you're not very good at these, it might help to do this. Circle the part with the variable in it. It draws your attention to it. Alright? Then we want to use inverse operations to get that variable by itself. So again, right now, I really only care about the stuff on this left-hand side of the problem. The 2x and the minus 5. That's the part of the problem I care about. I need to get rid of the 2 and the minus 5. So which one first? Well, that's where we use the whole inverse operations idea. We're going to rework that reverse. That means we want to get rid of the add subtract number first. Now, because I have circled the part with the x in it, all right, I am kind of already drawn attention to which part I'll do last. The part that I've circled, I'll do last. I'm going to do the part that's not in the circle. That's the add subtract number, not attached to the x. All right, so I'll do the opposite of subtract 5, which is add 5. Again, we're not switching from negative 5 to positive 5. We're switching from subtract 5 to add 5. Do the same on both sides. Now, the reason we did that is because this subtract 5 and plus 5 just cancel each other out. It just leaves us 2x. Over here on the right-hand side, 3 plus 5 makes 8. All right. Now we can keep going up backwards on the order of operations. Now we do the multiply divide number. That would have been the number that we circled at the beginning. And remember, even though you don't see it, there's a little multiply dot right in there. And the opposite of multiplying by 2 is to divide by 2. So we will divide by 2 on both sides. All right, on the left, the reason we divided by 2 is because 2 divided by 2 doesn't cancel. 2 divided by 2 makes 1. But when we write 1x, we don't have to write the 1. Right. And on the right-hand side, 8 divided by 2, well, that makes 4. There's our answer. If you'd like to know if your answer is correct, what you do is you take your answer 4 and you put it right back there where the x is. And you go in order. 2 times x, 2 times 4. So right there, if I change that x to a 4, that becomes 2 times 4, which makes 8. And then minus 5. That does equal 3. So again, you can check your answer to see if you're right by plugging it back into the problem and then doing the work. See if you get the right answer. And again, in this case, the right answer was 3. And when I did 2 times 4, that's 8. Minus 5, that was 3. It checked out. So everything worked. So let's try a couple more examples. All right, these ones have negatives in them. So let's take a look at that. All right, so on the left, step 1, split it down the middle. Step 2, I want to get this x by itself. So I'm going to circle that. That is a multiply or divide number, and I'll do it last. I'll get rid of this plus 4 with a minus 4, and I'll do that part right now. All right, the reason I chose to do that is because 4 minus 4, well, that makes 0. Those actually cancel. Bring down the negative 3x. It didn't have any like terms to combine with. And over here on the right, I can put these together. They match. They are the same sign, so I add them for a negative 18. All right. Now I'll get rid of this negative 3. But remember, this is a times. This is not subtract. That is not subtract 3. That is negative 3 times x. And what we change is the operation, not the number. The operation changes from times to divide, and the number stays the same, negative 3. So we went from multiply by negative 3 to now divide by negative 3. So you're going to be careful. Again, the only way these on the left-hand side make 1 is if they're exact matches. So when you divide, you've got to divide by the exact match of the number you want to cancel out. We don't want negative 1 there, we want positive 1. And 2 negatives cancel out when dividing. Just like on the right, these 2 negatives are going to cancel out. And I'm just going to do 18 divided by 3, which is 6. Let's try one more. All right, step 1, split it down the middle, find the equal sign. And then step 2, let's get this x here by itself. Now, because I've circled it, that's the number I'll do last. 7 goes last. I'll do this minus 9 first. And I switch from subtract 9 to add 9. And I'll add 9 on both sides. On the left, the subtract 9 and add 9, those will cancel out. They make 0. And again, that 7 doesn't have any matches, so it just comes down. On the right side, I'll put these together, but they're different signs, so I'll actually subtract them for 14. And it's negative because 23 is larger, and then it was negative. All right, now I'll get rid of that number that I had circled. And again, if they're touching, that means times. The opposite of times is divide. Divide by the exact copy of the number I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of a regular positive 7. So I will divide both sides by positive 7. On the left side, those 7's reduce down to 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And I just get 1x. On the right side, when dividing, there's one negative. You've got to keep it. Doesn't matter which one's bigger with dividing. And 14 divided by 7 makes 2. Well, your work looks a lot like this stuff today. Good luck.